Closed captioning for Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Aflac. Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fenway Park.
From Fenway Park, NESN presents Boston Red Sox baseball. Tonight, the Red Sox open up a 3-game series with the Oakland A's. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. The Red Sox, after a very tough road trip, very happy to be home. But the schedule is tough upcoming for the Red Sox, beginning with these A's tonight. The Oakland A's, of course, tied for first in the American League West. The nifty ERA at 3.94, which is the best in the American League. You might expect from their good pitching. The Texas Rangers will be here Friday through Sunday. They've been the surprise of the American League. They are also tied for first in the American League West at 281 team batting average, and they are fifth in pitching, which has really been the key for the Texas Rangers, as their pitching over the years has not been good. As we welcome in Jerry Remy. Jerry, a tough road trip for the Red Sox. Happy to be home.
Well, a very tough road trip, and I think the day off yesterday is just what the doctor ordered. You know, I watched the clips after the game in Atlanta, and Johnny Damon, I think, summed it up. He said, we were just shell-shocked on this road trip, and that's exactly what happened to him. And he said, we got to look in the mirror. Maybe we're not as good as we think we are. Well, they're still a very good ball club, and they're good, and they're happy to be home, because the numbers at home this year have been so much better than on the road. Everything from the record to the batting average, runs per game. The only one that's better on the road is the home runs by 2. But look at the ERA. Even that is better here at Fenway Park. So there's certainly a comfort level for them here. They've got some experience against the A's here, where they won 2 out of 3 the first time out. So hopefully getting back to Fenway Park gets them headed back in the right direction. They're in a critical part of the season right now for the Boston Red Sox.
So a huge series, and it begins tonight as the Red Sox send Tim Wakefield to the mound, matched up against Barry Zito. First pitch next. Nissan, by Coors Light, by Foxwoods Resort and Casino, by Acura, by Dunkin' Donuts, and by Southwest Airlines. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fenway. The first pitch of this one from Tim Wakefield will miss. Ball 1 to Mark Kotsay.
Wakefield looking for his first win since back on May 23rd against Toronto, but in his last 2 outings has pitched very well against Minnesota and New York, only allowing 1 earned run in both of those games. Unfortunately, the Red Sox have lost both of those games, making his 17th appearance overall and a record of 4-5 on the season.
Dealing with Kotsay, the leadoff hitter and center fielder for the A's. 307, 4 home runs, and 28 runs batted in. He has a 12-game hitting streak coming into tonight's action as he fights that one foul. And it's 2-2. It is the longest active hitting streak in the American League. And his personal longest hitting streak since his career-high 16-game hitting streak in May of 2002. Swing and a miss, gets away from Marabelli. The throw down is in time, and they get Kotsay after striking him out. Let's take a look at the rest of the Oakland A's starting lineup, brought to you by Rico. We have seen Kotsay, Mark McLemore at third base, Scott Hatterberg at first, Jermaine Dye in right. Rubio Durazo is the DH. Bobby Crosby is at shortstop. Damian Miller does the catching. Eric Burns in left, and Marco Scudero at second base, batting ninth. So 1 away, and here's Mark McLemore at third base for the A's. The veteran third baseman checks in at 270. No homers and 5 runs batted in, as the A's await the return of Eric Chavez, their Gold Glove third baseman, who is rehabbing currently. Where available, the telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
McLemore down 1-2.
Well, the Athletics start this game in a dead tie with the Texas Rangers for first place. They went through a bad stretch where they were blowing a lot of games because of their bullpen, but they played much better recently. and they've been hitting the ball well.
Grounded towards Millard first. The high hop. He'll take it alone, and there's 2 down.
Red Sox defense is brought to you by Lexus, and tonight it'll be Bill Miller at third base, Nomar Garcia-Parra the shortstop, Mark Bellhorn at second, and Kevin Millar at first. Left to right, Ramirez, Damon, and Nixon, and Doug Mirabelli, who catches Wakefield all the time behind the plate.
Dale Scott has the plate tonight for the umpires. Ron Culp at first base, Bill Miller at second base, and Brian Gorman, the umpire, at third. So 2 down in the first inning. Scott Hatteberg. Well, batting in the number 3 spot in the absence of Eric Chavez in this lineup. And Hatteberg at 304, 10 homers and 49 runs batted in. Hopped up. Mirabelli coming out. Down to make the catch for out number 3 in order. For the Oakland A's in the top of the first. Red Sox coming up from Fenway. Oakland A's go 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Damon, Bellhorn, and Ortiz for the Red Sox. Johnny Damon taking a strike from Barry Zito.
Barry Zito 4-5. This is start number 17. You see his numbers against the Red Sox in his career. That's in regular season play, and that curveball there, one of the best in the business. If he has that pitch, he's going to be awfully tough on the Red Sox hitters.
Inside to Damon, and it's 1-2 now to Johnny. Damon has hit safely in a season high 10 straight games, hitting at .356. Lift his average to .296. Chopped up over the mound, and that's into center field. Extends the hitting streak to 11 straight games. Take a look at the rest of the Red Sox starting lineup, brought to you by Dodge. Mark Bellhorn at second base, batting second. David Ortiz, the DH. Manny Ramirez in left field. Nomar Garcia-Parra at shortstop, 6 for 16 all-time against Zito. Kevin Millar at first base. Trot Nixon in right. Doug Mirabelli doing the catching with Bill Miller at third base. So Johnny Damon aboard at first to begin things here in the last half of the first inning. Bellhorn getting the start tonight at second base. Hitting at .259, 9 homers and 44 runs batted in.
One thing that might be a factor in this game, the home run ball. Zito's allowed 15 home runs on the season, which leads the Oakland staff in that category.
Too far inside to Bellhorn, and it's 1-1. The Red Sox 25-14 at home as they return home to Fenway Park. As we saw off the top of the show, you get the 3 games against the Oakland A's. And then the Texas Rangers will be in over the weekend for a 3-game series prior to the All-Star break.
Now then you get your break, and then you get Anaheim for 4 games as the Red Sox go out to the West Coast to play Anaheim and Seattle.
The shallow center field, out goes Scudero. In comes Kotze, and Kotze makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now the Oakland defense is brought to you by New England Toyota dealers, and they are currently first in the American League. They've only made 41 errors in 80 games. Mark McLemore at third base, Bobby Crosby the shortstop, Marco Scudero at second, and Scott Hatteberg at first. Left to right, Eric Burns, Mark Kotze, and Jermaine Dye. Damian Miller doing the catches. See Dye, 141 straight games without making an error. They got 2 outfielders that don't have an error, Eric Burns and Jermaine Dye.
So 1 down, Damon at first, and David Ortiz stands in. Sky foul off the left side, backing out of play.
Don, one of the numbers I was looking at with Zito, which kind of surprised me, left-handers so far this season are hitting .349 against Zito. And good success for Ortiz, 4 for 8 in his career against Barry Zito.
A strike, and it's 0-2. Tonight's game is available in high definition on Cox Communications digital cable channel 713. So one down, Damon at first. A count of 0-2 to David Ortiz, and a softly grounded right side. Scudero with only one play, and he makes it to retire David Ortiz. That's the second goes Johnny Damon with now 2 down.
Now, we mentioned the curveball, and he's got one of the best in the business. I mean, it actually starts out, it seems like, sometimes over the head of the hitter and can end up down around the knees. The over-the-top curveball. And on top of it was David Ortiz, a little ground ball to Scudero for the out. But with that ground ball, Damon does get into scoring position.
There's Manny Ramirez at 340, 22 homers, and 65 runs batted in. Was elected by the fans to start his 4th straight All-Star game as a member of the Red Sox. It'll be his 7th overall selection. Only 2 Red Sox have been selected to start at least 4 straight All-Star games. Wade Boggs 7 straight from 86 through 92. And Carl Yastrzemski 6 straight from 1967 through 1972. Over the last 9 games, Manny hitting at .405. And a look at the AL leaders in batting average. Ivan Rodriguez with the Tigers on top. Warren Guerrero tied, and then Manny. Outfield straight away and deep. Ramirez takes the strike, and it's 1-1.
3 Red Sox, Kurt Schilling, Manny, and Ortiz going to the All-Star game. I think those are the correct choices. It's a shame for Keith Polk. I thought he's one of the top pitchers in the league, but those save opportunities just haven't been there for him. You know, the number of saves for Polk at 13, Rivera leads with 29. Seems like folks come into a lot of games, they've either had a big lead or to get some work.
Did you think that Pedro was kind of on the cusp?
Hard to tell. You know, who knows what goes into the thinking when they're picking the pitches, you know, but it just seemed like the way the thing was set up this year, Schilling was going to be the guy and probably the only pitcher from the Red Sox. I'm sure Pedro's name came up in discussion.
Swing and a miss. Ramirez with a big cut, and it's now 2-2.
And Manny has not had good success against Zito, only 2 for 11. And then again, that curveball, if that curveball is on tonight, it's going to be tough. I think when he's throwing that thing, and he's throwing it well, he's got the best in the business.
Johnny Damon with a leadoff single, standing at second base with 2 down here in the last half of the first inning. Inside, the full count down to Ramirez. Zito, 25 years of age. Garcia Parra waiting on deck. First round pick, 9th selection overall in the June 1999 draft. And a full count to Manny Ramirez. The payoff pitch. Away ball 4, and Ramirez is aboard. The first walk of the night given up by Barry Zito. Omar Nomar Garciaparra batting with Damon at second and Ramirez at first. Nomar 284. 2 homers and 10 runs batted in. The Red Sox with a chance here to get off on the right foot tonight.
Well, with all that had gone on in that last road trip for Nomar, he was curious to see how the fans react, and they reacted just like they normally do for Garciaparra when he comes to the plate here at Fenway. Changeup.
Nomar 7 for 13 in the series against the Braves in the 3 games at Turner Field. And he really was hitting the ball well over the weekend as he takes the strike. And it's 1-2 now to Garciaparra, who looks back at Dale Scott.
I think Nomar might have felt that ball was down and in, questioning Dale Scott, but Dale Scott saying it was a good pitch. And I think Dale Scott may have been right.
In the dirt, Damian Miller able to knock it down. No advance for Damon. Damon at second, Ramirez at first. 2 down in the last half of the first inning.
Mentioned Zito 4 and 5 on the season. In his 5 losses, they really have not scored many runs for him at all. So his win-loss record should be better than 4 and 5.
A 4.41 ERA, his 17th start of the season for the A's. Fouls it back below us. Still 2-2. A lot of pitches here in the bottom of the first inning for Barry Zito. He's had to throw 22 so far. Nomar strikes out. Went up top to get him, and the Red Sox strand a pair. We played an inning from Fenway, no score.
Decision.
Fireside Nissan on Route 1 North Attleboro announces its summer vacation sales event. Fireside has the largest inventory in southeastern Mass, including 2004 Titan 4-Wheeler Magazine's Truck of the Year. And with 0.9 financing and rebates up to $3,250, you won't want to miss out. Fireside, southeastern New England's largest parts and service dealer, is out to be #1 in sales and will do what it takes to earn your business. See for yourself why there is no better deal than a Fireside deal. Fireside Nissan, your peace of mind dealer.
This All-Star break, we're keeping your socks on for you. Counting down the 16 best Sox games of the first half, 1 hour at a time with 16 in 60. The 16 best games of the first half, edited down to 60 minutes each and hosted by Tom Caron. Back-to-back through the All-Star break and all week long on Nesson. The countdown begins Monday night from 7 to 11 with games 16 through 13, only on Nesson.
Jermaine Dye leads it off as we head to the top half of the second inning. Dye, Rubio Durazo, and Bobby Crosby to face Tim Wakefield. Dye with 16 home runs on the season, the cleanup hitter for the A's. Tonight's game is available in high definition on Comcast Digital Cable Channel 882 in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine, and Channel 174 or 381 in Connecticut. Jermaine Dye 0 for 4 in the final game of the series for the A's over the weekend. And that snapped a 7-game hitting streak for Dye. And over the last 30 games, he's been hitting at .345 with 7 home runs and 22 runs batted in. He's not fared well against Wakefield. And hits this one well to right. Back goes Nixon. There to make the catch for out number 1.
Well, the Red Sox and NESN have teamed up to bring Sox games live in high definition to the big screen throughout the season, including tonight. A series of Sox games will be shown live at selected showcase cinemas in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Upcoming games include July 6th and July 21st against Baltimore. Tickets just $5 each, with a portion benefiting the Red Sox Foundation. Log on to RedSox.com for more information.
One away for Rubio Durazo, the designated hitter.
And my people tell me that there's a couple of sold-out cinemas in Randolph, but it's awfully quiet right now. So just make believe you're at the ballpark. Get into it. Let's go.
Fouled up. Do you have people contacting you often during the game? I didn't realize that.
Well, they go through some people that get to me. You know who those people are?
I'm going to guess Tom Caron, since he came in during the inning.
Yeah. But, you know, because you're in a cinema, you know, you got to make believe you're in a ballpark. So get up and get crazy, you know, get a hot dog, do all that stuff.
Knocked up foul off the left side, backing out of play. Durazo as a DH at .323, only behind David Ortiz. And Durazo batting 5th in the Oakland A's order. Swing and a miss. Tim Wakefield, his second strikeout of the night, 2 down. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Dodge, by Miller Beer, and by New England Toyota dealers. Two down. Tim Wakefield has retired the first 5 that he has faced tonight. And here's the young Oakland shortstop Bobby Crosby. 273, 11 homers, and 34 runs batted in. And the strike, Crosby down, 0-2.
Now Wakefield starting this game off like he pitched the last 2 against Minnesota and New York.
Right side, Bellhorn ranging to his left, and he throws out Crosby. A 12-pitch second inning for Tim Wakefield. He's retired the first 6 he's faced tonight. No score from Fenway. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway as we head to the last half of the second inning. Kevin Millar lead it off. Zito had to throw a lot of pitches in the first inning.
See the ball tracker here, and we'll track that curveball from Barry Zito, a 12-6 curveball. And, you know, it almost looks, it's not so high, it's almost like slow pitch softball.
Millar ahead 2-0. Popped up, foul should reach the seats as Damian Miller gives chase over by the stands, and it's bumped away from him, and they're going to call a foul ball. As it went off the fan right in front of him, and they're ranging into the seats.
Yeah, if he reaches into the stands, it cannot be fan interference. You really do that at your own risk. So, you know, if a fan reaches over to the playing field side and interferes with Damian Miller, then they can call him out. But not that time.
Millar chases it, and it's now 2-2. 268, 5 homers and 21 runs batted in for Millar. He was 2 for 4 on Sunday in Atlanta. The Red Sox, of course, without the DH over the weekend. Millar started his first game on Sunday since the previous Thursday at New York. Opposite field and in for a hit. Second straight inning, the Red Sox have had the lead runner on.
Well, the Red Sox Wise will hold their 13th annual can and cash drive to benefit the Greater Boston Food Bank this Saturday and Sunday. Wise will be at Fenway Park Gate starting 2 hours before game time, collecting non-perishable food and financial contributions. With the donation of 5 food items of $5, you'll receive a 4x6 autographed picture of a Red Sox player while supplies last.
So Millar aboard, and here's Trot Nixon. And a check swing grounder to McLemore at 30. Bobbles it. Still gets Millar at second base. But no chance for the double play after the bobble. And Nixon a reach at first.
Well, McLemore getting the good amount of playing time at third base since Eric Chavez has been on the disabled list. And McLemore has played great defensively. Does not have an error. Little bobble right there, so that eliminates the double play. But they do get the force at second base. Chavez pretty close to returning. He is at a rehab assignment right now, and they're thinking maybe this weekend he could be back in the Oakland lineup.
McLemore 46 straight games without making an error. And of course, no error there. He's able to record the putout. Millar was forced out at second base. Nixon at first, and here's Doug Mirabelli. Mirabelli, a very big part of the Red Sox only victory on this last road trip on Saturday night. He crushed his second career grand slam, his first since August 21st of 2001 at Anaheim. They matched his career high with 4 RBIs. This one fouled off, and it's 0-2. The league leaders are brought to you by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Boston Red Sox. And that's per home run, and Doug Mirabelli second at 10.7. Detroit loss with more, 9.8. Mirabelli getting into his 24th game of the year here tonight of a possible 81. So the fact that he comes into this game with 6 home runs is pretty amazing. Doug with 6 home runs all of last season, has 6 already this season. And Jason Varitek to begin the night off with Tim Wakefield on the mound tonight.
He's had 3 of the last 4 days off. The game that Kurt Schilling pitched, and he caught on Sunday. Yesterday an off day until, of course, tonight Mirabelli catching Tim Wakefield.
Wakefield through 2 innings has been outstanding tonight. A couple of strikeouts for Tim. He's thrown 23 pitches through the first 2 innings. Zito's 2-2. Foul. Running hard, but out ahead of it. It's 2-2.
It just missed Dale Swain, but I think he got that security guard down the third base line.
He's all right. He's shrugging it off, Joe.
Didn't hurt.
And a lot of reaction time there just beyond the A's dugout. Mirabelli grounds it through Hatterberg down the right field line. Nixon headed for third as Jermaine Dye digs it out. Nixon will be stopped at third. Mirabelli to second base. That gets through. Scott Hatterberg at first, and the Red Sox with 2 in scoring position.
Well, we mentioned Oakland has not hurt itself this year defensively. They're the best defensive team in the American League, but Hatterberg, I think, will pick up his 4th error of the season. It's a changeup from Zito, and Mirabelli slots it down that first baseline, and Hatterberg can't come up with it. Jermaine Dowd bobbled it around a little bit too down in right field, but they did have to hold Nixon at third base.
They charge Hatteberg with the error. It's his 4th error of the season. And the Red Sox here with a chance to see if they can convert with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 away. Last year's batting champion Bill Miller batting 9th tonight for the Red Sox stands in. And he takes the strike from Barry Zito.
Well, it seems like on that road trip, every time the Red Sox made an error, the opposition took advantage of it. See if the Red Sox can do the same here at home.
Miller hits it in the air to deep left, down the line. It is up and it is gone. A 3-run home run for Bill Miller, and the Red Sox lead it 3-0.
Well, Bill Miller, who likes to hit toward the bottom of the batting order, does make it hurt. Number 6 on the season for Miller. And for Barry Zito, his 16th allowed this year.
First home run for Bill Miller since May the 9th against Kansas City. His 6th home run of the year has the Red Sox on top 3-0. Johnny Damon takes the 0-1 and is quickly in the hole, 0-2. Zito, that is the 16th home run that he's given up this season. Zito last year giving up 19 home runs, over 231 in the 3rd inning. He's now 2 years removed from his 23-win season in 2002. He was 23-5 in 35 starts for the A's. Right back at him, under the glove and into center field. Second hit of the night for Johnny Damon.
Now, Johnny Damon now against left-handed pitching has to be up over 300. He was 290 coming into the game against lefties. 2 for 2 on very similar base hits. Back up the middle. And again, Zito continues to have problems with left-handers. Try to put him away on a fastball outside corner, and Johnny Damon right back up the middle with the base hit.
This will bring Kurt Young out, the pitching coach for the A's. Zito's thrown 43 pitches through an inning into 3rd so far here tonight. Red Sox getting to him for 3 runs so far, and the 3-run home run by Bill Miller.
Well, make your plans to join us for the 2005 Red Sox Fantasy Camp, January 30th through February 6th at the Sox Spring Training Home in Fort Myers. Campers receive instruction from Kyle Yastrzemski, Dwight Evans, Jim Rice, Frank Malzone, Louis Tiant, Adam Jupiter, and other former Red Sox players and coaches. And every participant gets to play a game at Fenway Park in the summer of 2005. Call 877-RED SOX 9.
There's Mark Bellhorn, fooled on the first one from Barry Zito. Bellhorn flied out to center field his first time up. Against lefties, Bellhorn hitting at 279. He has a better batting average against lefties than he does right-handers, hitting at 247 against righties as they check on Johnny Damon at first. And the numbers for Johnny Damon against left-handed pitchers. Outfield straight away on Mark Bellhorn with 1 out. Damon at first, 3 runs in for the Red Sox here in the last half of the 2nd inning. Red Sox, after the very tough road trip that saw them go 1-5, 0-3 in New York, and 1-2 in Atlanta, returning to Fenway tonight out to the 3-0 lead here in the last half of the second inning. And Zito very concerned with Johnny Damon at first base. To third, McLemore bobbles it again. The long throw is in time to get Bellhorn. For the second straight time tonight, a bobble. But McLemore still able to make it out somewhere. And this time he gets Bellhorn at first.
See McLemore shaking his head after that play. You're right, Don. It's the second time this inning that he has not been able to come up clean with the ground ball, but has been able to get it out. He wanted to go to second base with that. It bounced out of his throwing hand. He adjusted quickly to get to Bellhorn at first base. What a good player he's been for many different teams in the big leagues. Outfield, infield.
Two down in the inning for David Ortiz, who grounded out to second base his first time up. Does it again here. Scudero throws out Ortiz, and the Red Sox are gone. But a 3-run home run for Bill Miller gives the Red Sox the 3-0 lead at the end of 2. Off. We're at 294. 7 homers and 36 runs batted in. Wakefield with 2 strikeouts so far tonight. To short and Garcia Parra. Throws out Damian Miller, 1 down.
Each time the Red Sox win at Fenway Park, Hood donates $1,500 to the Hood Home Team Advantage charity program. The program benefits children's hospitals throughout New England. It's another reason you can feel good about Hood.
I'm told the Hood blimp will be here on Thursday, so look forward to some of the aerial shots.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Don.
1 down for Eric Burns.
I like when the blimp's there because I like to try to do one replay from the blimp.
To test your eyesight?
Yeah.
A shallow right, out goes Bellhorn, in comes Nixon. And Trot falling off mark, 1 down. As he comes in to make the catch 2 away now as Burns is retired. Wakefield has 2 outs on just 5 pitches. They will now deal with the number 9 hitter, Marco Scudero. Well, the last 18 games, Scudero has really struggled at the plate. 11 for his last 69 at just 159. He has not walked in his last 14 games and 55 plate appearances. His last walk was on June 19th at Chicago.
Of course, Mark Ellis, who is supposed to be their second baseman, out for the season. Torn labrum in his right shoulder, and that gives Scudero an opportunity at second base.
The A's are in the middle of a 9-game road trip. After they play the 3 games here in Boston, they'll head to Cleveland. The road trip that they are able to stay at home for the first 3 games in interleague play, playing the Giants in San Francisco. Winning 2 out of 3 from the Giants. It was the first time they had won a series on the road since May 14th when they swept the Kansas City Royals. They had lost 13 of 19 away from Oakland. Down the line in right, Nixon on the run, headed back, diving, can't make the catch, and the one hops up into the seats for a ground rule double. Nixon a little slow getting up.
And Nixon charging hard toward that wall, and he went into looked like a slide, and I don't know if he hit the bottom part of that wall, maybe where it's cement. We'll take another look at it as Nixon reaches out, can't make the play, and then bangs hard into that cement part of the wall that's just below the padding. Fortunately, the ball bounced up in the stands. If not, Scudero may be running for a while.
So the first hit of the night given up by Tim Wakefield. After he had retired the first 8 Oakland A's tonight. Kotsay hits a 2-hopper to Bellhorn, and the inning is over. The A's strand Scudero. We played 2.5 from Fenway. Red Sox on top 3-0. Back at Fenway, and Matt Damon taking in the game tonight. He was around the batting cage. He took batting practice today at Fenway Park.
Yeah, he did, you know, and he tried to pull everything. He was trying to hit the ball into the monster seats. A real pull swing. Not bad, though.
So Ron Jackson working with him before the game. Manny Ramirez to lead it off in the last half of the 3rd inning. Red Sox on top 3-0. Manny walking his first time up. We had Matt Damon on with us, I want to say 2 years ago. Up and away, and it's 2-0.
I told him not to be afraid to slide one to the opposite field every now and then. He said, oh, no. He says, I'm here to hit the wall.
And he takes the strike, and it's 2-1 now to Ramirez. Zito has now thrown 50 pitches as he starts things here in the 3rd. And he rifles it to left. Burns headed back to make the running, lunging catch. Nice play by Eric Burns, the Oakland left fielder.
I don't think you can hit a ball much harder than that. I mean, that's a line shot from Ramirez, and Burns makes an outstanding play. Watch the jump he gets on this line drive. And, of course, we know he's got great speed. He takes a double away from Manny Ramirez. Burns, another one of those outfielders. He and Dye do not have an error on the season.
So 1 away, and here's Nomar Garciaparra. Fouls it off the right side. Nomar so far against left-handers this season, and 10 at-bats, 0 for 10. And fresh off a great series against Atlanta over the weekend, in which he was 7 for 13. Lined a fair ball headed towards the corner for Garciaparra. He will pull it up around first base as Burns dug it out quickly, and Nomar held to a 1-out single.
Well, again, Burns shows his speed out there in left field. That looked like to be a short double for Garciaparra. Once it gets down that line and by the stands, it's almost always a double. But Burns over quickly to the backhand and makes a strong throw to second base, and a wise decision by Nomar to hold at first base.
So 1 out, 1 on. Here's Kevin Millar, who singled his first time up tonight. The Red Sox have 5 hits off Barry Zito tonight through 2 1/3 innings. 2 tonight for Johnny Damon. Strike to make it 1-1.
You know, desperate times call for desperate measures, Don. And plus last year a couple of times when the Red Sox were having a problem, Wally would insist on watching the game upside down from his chair, and that's what he's doing tonight.
And I think it worked, if I'm not mistaken, last year.
It did work. So if you're in the showcases and you have Wally with you, make sure he's upside down. This took him out of a couple of slups last year.
I think it was Kansas City where I remember it most. And he was also hanging, I think, from something. But this, of course, is his chair. He's more comfortable.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of a headache after the game, but he'll take the win.
2-2 to Millar. Lives with you, but does he have his own room? I mean, where does Wally sleep?
Oh, he's got his own guest house and limo.
And strike 3 called to Millar. Second strikeout for Barry Zito. And there's 2 down. And more sounds of the game tonight for you. Tonight, first base coach Bill Hasselman is mic'd up.
You know, I got the charts the same way you do with Hattie. A little of the right field side, but I don't know if I agree with that much. I mean, the charts are the charts, but I played against them. I went right field side, but I told Johnny, you know what? Yeah. I told Johnny, you know what? Watch his swing. Play. Yeah. That's what I told him. Yeah. Hey, ball hit hard to center or right. He's sending the runner. Okay, so you go to third. Just make sure he scores. Good boy, Kev. Nice hands, baby. Wow. All hands, wasn't it? Yeah. Nobody out. Okay.
2 down, a runner at first for Trot Nixon. This one bouncing its way in. Miller able to knock it down.
I think they were talking first about the defense on Scott Hatteberg, and of course Hatteberg and Hasselman did play together, and he feels like maybe they should be shading him a little bit toward the left field instead of the pull. So he told Damon, just watch how he's swinging tonight, make the adjustment.
One and 1 to Nixon with Nomar Garciaparra at first base and 2 down. Zito in the midst of a 4-year deal. This is year 3 of a 4-year contract that'll take him through 2005. There is a club option for 2006. The 25-year-old left-hander from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Top 2 teams in pitching in this series. Oakland number 1, 3.94 as a team. The Red Sox at 4, number 2 in the league.
Nixon grounds it to first. Hatteberg takes it off the chest, stays with it, and retires Nixon, and the Red Sox are gone in the 3rd. Through 3 tonight from Fenway. Red Sox on top 3-0. Back at Fenway as we get ready for the top of the 4th. It's time now for the Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
And our question is, which 4 Red Sox were selected to the 1986 All-Star Game in Houston? We have the answer for you in the next half inning. Mark McLemore to lead it off, Scott Hatteberg, and then Jermaine Dye. Tim Wakefield through the first 3 innings has given up just 1 hit tonight. McLemore lifts it to right. Nixon coming on. 1 down.
McLemore came into the game with a .529 batting average against Tim Wakefield. So far in this one, 0 for 2 against Tim. Now let's see how Johnny Damon lines up with Hatteberg at the plate. We heard that conversation last inning. Looks like he's playing him straight up.
Hatteberg takes the strike. He popped out to Doug Mirabelli in the first inning.
Yeah, most of the time when Wakefield pitches, they do play the majority of the hitters to pull, both on the infield and outfield.
Hatteberg has been struggling offensively. 3 now for his last 24 over the last 7 games. And he committed an error in this game tonight. His 4th error of the season. In the 2nd inning, an error that allowed Doug Mirabelli to get to second base. Nixon to third and set up Bill Miller's 3-run home run. It has the Red Sox on top 3-0.
By the way, in that clip, Don, I'm sorry that we had Haslam. He was speaking with Lynn Jones. It was nice to see Lynn back at Fenway. Had more surgery on his eye. And continues to improve.
Haven't seen Lynn since the last homestand. I wonder how the eyesight is doing. You get a chance to talk to him or no?
Just briefly, yeah. And he says he's doing a little bit better. Still not ready to go back to his duties as a first base coach, but he's hopeful.
The off pitch to Hatterberg, lifted in the air down the left field line. Over comes Ramirez, and Manny will make the catch in left. What a catch by Ramirez. Bang it into the wall. And he holds on to it for out number 2. Boy, did he have to go a long way to grab that one.
Now, one advantage he had, he was playing shallow, and that's how Wakefield likes his opposite field to play. In other words, if a left-hander's up, he wants Ramirez shallow. He goes to the line to the backhand right against the wall, plus the fan out there making it more difficult for him. And he holds on to the baseball. It's a snow cone, but he's got it. I didn't think he was going to get to that.
I don't think so either. It goes out of our sight line as well, and really all we could see was the fan. And then he holds on to the baseball to make the catch for out number 2. Jermaine Dye flied out to right field his first time up. Dye with a lot of strikeouts this season, 78 strikeouts. Here we go. No. This is Ron Culpa, first base umpire.
Has been a big year, though, for Jermaine Dye. You know, it's interesting. When you look at the offensive categories for both of these teams, very similar. The Red Sox and Oakland.
Well, tonight we've had sounds of the game for you, and we'd like to hear what you think. Log on to RedSox.com to tell us what you think of the broadcast tonight. Look for this graphic and let your thoughts be heard. The 1-2 away to Dye, and it's now 2-2.
We also have sounds from the booth too that may be coming up soon.
We're looking forward to that. It's sort of in its infancy. We've tried a few of our own in between innings after opens, and we'll see how it goes.
Good inning, Donnie. Not a baby. Nice inning, Donnie.
It's into the third. Will Miller will get it there in plenty of time to retire Dye down in order. For the A's in the top of the 4th. Nice inning, Jerry. 3-0.
Way to go, Donnie, baby.
On top. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway as we head to the last half of the 4th inning. Doug Marabelli leading it off. This inning is the Foxwoods Fantasy inning, and tonight's contestant is Carol Holinsky of North Berwick, Maine. If the Red Sox hit a home run this inning, Carol will win dinner for 2 and a free night stay at Foxwoods Resort Casino. For your chance to win, visit NESN.com. Strike to Marabelli, and it's 1-1. Doug reaching on a 2-base error in the 2nd inning committed by Scott Hatterberg. The Red Sox beginning the night 8 games back at the New York Yankees. The Yankees hosting the Detroit Tigers tonight. And it is Johnson against Mike Mussina, and Mussina back on short rest with a 9-5 record, and they are scoreless in the 4th inning from Yankee Stadium.
Well, they put a licking on the Tigers last night. Somebody threw it A-Rod late in the game. As you look at Lynn Jones back on the bench with the Red Sox. And that pitcher got thrown out of the game for throwing it A-Rod. Zito is up to 68 pitches as he works here in the last half of the 4th inning.
The Red Sox have had at least a base runner in every inning so far tonight. Mirabelli lines it into left field, a base hit. Third time in 4 innings the Red Sox have had the lead man on. It is the 6th hit of the night for the Red Sox. That's time now for the answer to our Aflac trivia question. What 4 Red Sox were selected for the 1986 All-Star Game in Houston? Roger Clemens, Wade Boggs, Rich Gedman, and Jim Rice. Red Sox manager John McNamara was also a coach on that staff. Clemens started the game, was the winning pitcher and the game's MVP. As he pitched 3 scoreless innings throwing 24 pitches, 21 for strikes. Boggs started at third base. Gedman and Rice were added as reserves. Lee Whitaker and Frank White homered in the 3-2 win at the Astrodome.
I watched Clemens last night pitch. I saw about 4 innings back and forth. I kept flipping back. I wanted to see him throw, and to me, it looked like he was throwing better than any time last year with the Yankees.
It certainly has been an amazing story this season. And the All-Star situation, which we discussed over the weekend, will be very interesting. Zito here into the last half of the 4th inning. The Red Sox on top 3-0. And it evens up now at 2-2.
It was a fastball that Miller hit for the home run back in the 2nd inning. Back-to-back curveballs, this time from Zito. See what he does here on the 2-2 count. Changeup.
Into left field for a hit. Mirabelli up 90 feet to second base, and it's back-to-back singles for the Red Sox to open up the last half of the 4th inning.
Yeah, both hits in this inning, Mirabelli and Miller on the changeups. A 3-2 changeup to Mirabelli that stayed upstairs. And now the changeup for the base hit. Here's the home run pitch. They tried to go inside with a fastball. Bill Miller cleans it out for the 3-run home run. This time it's the changeup from Barry Zito. Pretty good pitch, but Miller still gets the base hit.
There's Zito about to throw his 75th pitch of the night. 2-1, nobody out here in the last half of the 4th inning. Damon bunting, and he pops it up foul.
Well, you wonder if Johnny Damon was doing this on his own. He's got a couple of base hits off Zito, and very seldom this year have we seen the Red Sox bunt this early in a ball game.
Both of Damon's hits tonight to center field, 2 for 2. That's squaring this time, and he takes the strike, going 2 to Damon.
Now it looks like that was a bunt attempt on his own by Johnny Damon, because at the count 0-1, he's swinging away, and it was the curveball to run him to 0-2.
At it, fouls it off. And we got a piece of Dale Scott, the home plate umpire. Red Sox tonight on a 3-run home run by Bill Miller in the 2nd inning, on top 3-0, trying to get to Barry Zito again here in the last half of the 4th inning, with Mirabelli at 2nd and Miller at 1st. Damon sends it to center field, sick and fast, and in for a hit. Mirabelli will be stopped at 3rd, and the Red Sox have him loaded on 3 hits in the last half of the 4th inning. They've got him loaded up with nobody out.
I think all 3 hits for Damon have been on a fastball, and you got to wonder, he's been able to get that curveball over to him for strikes, get ahead of him, but he can't put him away. Johnny Damon down a couple of strikes. He tries to sneak the fastball by him, and Damon with his 3rd hit of the night. Mirabelli at second base. No option but to hold him at 3rd. Nobody out. You don't want to take the chance of having him be thrown out at home for the first out of the inning. Red Sox have a chance to have a huge inning here.
So the base is loaded, nobody out for Mark Bellhorn, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Bellhorn has flied out to center field and is grounded out to third base. Justin Lear up in the Oakland bullpen, the first action that we have seen tonight. Pitch number 80 for Barry Zito. And it evens up at 1-1 to Bellhorn. Inside 2-1. Belly at third, Bill Miller over at second base, and Johnny Damon at first with nobody out here in the last half of the fourth. Bellhorn ahead, 3-1. On at 297 with runners in scoring position on the season. Zito in a big-time jam here in the last half of the fourth inning. Swing and a miss, and a full count now.
3-1 fastball from Zito inside, ties up Bellhorn. Up above the belt, between the belt and the letters.
David Ortiz waits on deck. Nobody out here in the last half of the fourth inning. Up and away, ball four, and he walks in a run. From third comes Doug Mirabelli with the fourth Red Sox run, and the Red Sox lead it 4-0.
Well, the first game of any series very important. In this series,
you know, you figure, look at it, Barry Zito, the highlight of this series for the Oakland Athletics.
And right now in a big-time struggle. Red Sox, no Mulder, no Hudson in this series. Hudson on the DL. Mulder worked the final game of that San Francisco series, I believe.
Mark Redmond scheduled to go here tomorrow night against Pedro Martinez for Ken Maka. And then Rich Harden, the young right-hander, going up against Kurt Schilling in the third game of the series on Thursday night. That Red Sox tradition means high definition. Tonight's game is brought to you by the HD experts at Tweeter. Tweeter, just sit back and enjoy. So the Red Sox getting a run. Mark Bellhorn walking with the bases loaded. It's his 45th RBI of the season. Puts the Red Sox on top 4-0. Still nobody out for David Ortiz. Ortiz, the grand slam to his credit this season, has 2 in his career. He's 0 for 2 tonight, having grounded out to second base twice. Away, and it's 1-1. Ortiz was 0 for 4 on Saturday to snap his 10-game hitting streak. And 1 for 8 in the series against the Braves over the weekend. Foul and out of play off to the left.
Well, Zito ahead in the count in the first 2 at-bats. He got the big curveball for David Ortiz, and both times Ortiz tapped it towards second base. See what he does here on the 1-2 count.
Bases loaded, nobody out. And Ortiz asks for time and backs out. A piece that stays alive as that kicks off Damian Miller.
Stays with the fastball. 2 fastballs, one up and in, this one out over the plate, and Ortiz just gets a piece of it to foul it off. Damian Miller has it pop right out of that catcher's mitt.
A 25-pitch inning for Barry Zito and still does not have an out. In the air to short left, falling fast. Burns can run and makes the running catch. And back to the bag at third went Bill Miller. He had to hang very close at third with Burns running right in towards the infield. Takes care of out number 1.
Now back to the curveball from Zito. Third time he's got Big Papi tonight on the curveball. A little flick out toward left field, but Burns again covering a lot of ground to make the catch. Boy, that really fooled Ortiz. He was out on his front foot, kind of dragging the bat.
So 1 down. Here's Manny Ramirez, who walked in the first, lined out to left in the third inning. Away ball 1 to Ramirez. In the last 9 games, Manny hitting at .405. Miller at third, Damon at second, Bellhorn at first, 1 down. And the strike to Ramirez, 1-1. Manny with 15 grand slams to his credit. That's away briefly from Damian Miller, no advance.
You know, you watch where Zito sets up to pitch, and he is really off toward that third base side. And, you know, we mentioned the numbers earlier. Lefties have had some success against him. When you have a left-handed pitcher set up over there, you see the ball better as a left-handed hitter. He's not really coming across his body at you. And, of course, from that position, when he throws his changeup, it should dart away from those righties. His changeup tonight, though, has not been real good. He's left a few of them up in the zone.
And it's now 3-1. Not mistaken, a guy like David Wells is way over on the other side.
Yeah. That gives the hitter a different angle, a different look.
Manny Ramirez in a hitter's count here, 3-1 with 1 down and the bases loaded. Up and away, ball 4, and he walks in another run. From third comes Bill Miller with the 5th Boston run, and the Red Sox lead it 5-0.
Now that might be it for Zito.
The RBI for Ramirez, his 66th of the year. The second time this inning, Zito has walked a man with the bases loaded. And here's Garcia Parra, 1 for 2, a single his last time up. I would imagine that Lear would not be ready. He's been up most of the inning.
Yeah, there was another phone call down to that bullpen, but he has to be ready by now.
32 pitches in the inning for Zito. Up to 95 in his outing. As Garcia Parra thought about it, but takes the strike anyway, and it's 1-1. This is still loaded. 1 out of the inning. 2 runs in. Lined and caught at third by McLemore. Tried to double off Johnny Damon, unsuccessful, and there's 2 down.
Well, all you can do when you're up there with the bases loaded, men in scoring position, try to hit the ball hard someplace. And Garcia Parra did hit it hard, a changeup, but right at McLemore at third base. Again, that changeup up, I think, a little bit higher than Zito would like it. And Nomar did a good job staying back on it, but right at McLemore.
So 2 down, and here's Kevin Millar, the 8th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the last half of the 4th inning. And he starts him off with a strike. Millar with a single in the 2nd inning. He struck out looking in the 3rd. Field, a base hit, and a roll towards the corner. Damon scores. Here comes Bellhorn. He'll score. It is a 2-run double for Kevin Millar, and the Red Sox lead it 7-0.
Well, that's all the things that did not happen on that last road trip are happening tonight here at Fenway Park. So many men left on base. Bases loaded situations. Garcia Parra with a rocket to third ends up being the 2nd out, but then Millar picks him up with that double down the line. Maybe it's the people in the cinemas that have turned things around, and Wally on his head.
Very well could be. Winston stands in 0 for 2. This is the 100th pitch for Zito, and it's popped up foul off the left side. Does this mean that Wally has to stay on his head, or is it just to get him going?
The game's not over, but no. As long as they win, he's on his head.
But when he gets home, does he have to stay like this, or is this just for the game?
He's got to get the blood flowing to the rest of his body.
Would he go? No, says Brian Gorman, third base umpire.
When his limo picks him up here at Fenway after the game to drive him home, he'll probably lay down in the back seat.
Nixon hits it in the air to center field. Kotsay on the run, headed back towards the triangle to make the catch onto the warning track. And in front of the wall, Nixon gives it a ride. A 39-pitch inning for Zito. The Red Sox come up with 4 in the last half of the 4th and lead it 7-0. The 5th inning back at Fenway. The Red Sox on top 7-0. It'll be Rubio Durazo, Bobby Crosby, and Damian Miller to face Tim Wakefield, who has given up just 1 hit through the first 4 innings tonight. The pitching line brought to you by Nissan, and you can see just the 1 hit, no runs, striking out 2, and this is pitch number 51 from Tim Wakefield. Grabs the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Durazo beginning the night 10 from the American League with a .389 on base percentage. It's one to right down the line towards Pesky's pole, and foul off to the right of the pole. 1-2 now to Durazo.
It's strange out there, all these people in t-shirts and Red Sox shirts, and there's some guy out there in a shirt and tie. He looks out of place.
Probably fresh out of work.
There he is. See? Hey, everybody's got shirts on and t-shirts, and this guy's decked out like he's one of the rich.
Swing and a miss. Durazo strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. 3rd strikeout for Tim Wakefield.
Wakefield's knuckleball tonight, excellent, and Mirabelli having a great night behind the plate catching it. Sometimes when his knuckleball's outstanding, it's so difficult to catch. You see Duck chasing it back to the backstop a lot.
One down for Bobby Crosby. Leads AL rookies in home runs with 11 and in RBIs with 34 on the season. Look out. Sends him down to the deck.
Little easier getting out of the way of a knuckleball that's probably going about 68 miles an hour rather than a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Good swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Bobby Crosby named the American League Rookie of the Month for June. Finishing up the June in which he had .337 with 3 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Waves a bad pitch, and it's back-to-back strikeouts for Tim Wakefield, 4 in all.
Well, that was the curveball from Wakefield that time, and it looks like he took a little bit off the curveball. Crosby expecting, I'm sure, the knuckleball. Instead, he gets the curveball from Wakefield. That almost had that 12-6 like the Zito curveball. We should get pitch tracker on that one. That was a good one.
Damian Miller lines it into center field. Just the second hit of the night for the A's. A 2-out single for Damian Miller.
And that runs his hitting streak to 9 straight games now. Picks on the first pitch and shoots it up the middle for the base hit.
So a 2 down Miller at first, and here's Eric Burns. Flied out to right field his first time up. And Sunday against the Giants, Eric Burns had a 2 home run game. Now has 10 on the season. Foul tipped, and it's 0-2. A great series. The first series that Oakland was here at Fenway Park was 6-4-14 with 3 doubles. Bellhorn dives and can't get it. It's out to right field for a base hit. Up to second goes Damian Miller. Bellhorn was swung around towards second base. It's out of his reach and into right.
Yeah, in the regular season at Fenway Park, Burns is a .500 hitter here at Fenway. So 2 strikeouts and then back-to-back hits to keep the 5th inning alive for the Athletics.
So 2 down. Here's Marco Scudero, his second baseman who doubled his last time up. One of the 3 Oakland A's hits tonight. Wakefield got 2 quick outs, striking out Durazo and then Crosby back-to-back. And a single for Damian Miller and a single for Eric Burns. 2 on, 2 outs. Barry Zito's thrown 102 pitches through 4 innings tonight. In the shallow right, Bellhorn out. Nixon balls him off and makes the catch, and the A's strand 2. Halfway through this one, Red Sox on top 7-0.
Free to move about the country.
At Sovereign, we're here with red carpet service, guaranteed.
After my divorce, I was faced with dating again, and I wondered if women would still find me attractive. I've been dating a whole lot now, and I've really noticed a difference. Girls pay a lot of attention to me.
Hello, I'm Dr. John Parker. Hair loss is an all too common problem, but finally there's good news.
The Parker solution to hair loss?
No. I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's July on Nesson, and we're in mid-season form. The Sox face critical mid-season matchups, including the Braves, A's, Angels, Mariners, and Yankees. Stay tuned during the All-Star break for 16 and 60 as Nesson counts down the top 16 games of the first half, 60 minutes at a time. Once the football, Nesson hits the gridiron with exciting CFL action. And the Charlie Moore Summer of Fun continues with hot episodes all summer long. It's July on Nesson, and we're in mid-season form. Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Subaru, by LoJack, and by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Boston Red Sox. There's Zito done after 4 innings tonight, charged with 7 runs on 8 hits. He turns things over to the bullpen and Justin Lear.
Justin Lear was called up back on June 17th. He's made 6 appearances. Now you see his numbers down at AAA Sacramento. He was actually the closer there. Had 12 saves and 14 opportunities.
Doug Mirabelli, Bill Miller, and Johnny Damon the bat in the inning. Mirabelli's been on base twice tonight, reached on a 2-base error in the second, and then singled in the fourth and has scored 2 runs. Zito 4 innings tonight, 8 hits, 7 runs. He walked 3 and struck out 2, and threw 102 pitches. Justin Lear, 26 years of age, from Orange, California. A 8th-round pick back in 1999, his first season in the major leagues. Out of UC Santa Barbara. It's the corner, and it's 1-2. Last year, spending the entire year at AAA Sacramento. Here's 3-2. That chopper up over the mound at second. Scudero bobbles, and Mirabelli able to reach. 3rd time Doug has been on tonight. An infield hit. Edward does not have a lot of infield hits, but he's got one here.
Now that'll bring a smile to his face. You're right, Don. Does not usually get a lot of infield hits, but a big high bounce, and Scudero can't come up with it. Tried to be too quick and never really had control of the baseball. So Mirabelli picks up the base hit, the 2nd of the night.
So the Red Sox have the lead runner on for the 4th time in 5 innings. The only time they were unable to get the lead runner on was in the 3rd inning. Bill Miller's been on base twice tonight. A 3-run home run in the 2nd inning, and then a single in the 4th inning. He scored 2 runs tonight. The Red Sox have had 10 or more hits in their last 4 games. And with that infield hit by Doug Mirabelli, have 10 hits tonight. Foul off the left side. It's 1-1 now to Bill Miller. The Red Sox out hitting the A's tonight, 10-3. It's 2-1 now to Bill Miller. Backs him off 90 miles per hour that time, and it's 3-1. Justin Lear, the first member of the Oakland A's bullpen that we have seen tonight, working in the 5th inning, 1 on, nobody out. And a walk to Bill Miller. That is the 4th walk given up tonight by Oakland pitching, and the first 2 have reached here in the last half of the 5th. This game summary is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. Bill Miller with a 3-run home run back in the 2nd inning, his 6th home run of the year. As Tim Wakefield through the first 5 innings tonight has 4 strikeouts, including a Rubio Durazo twice tonight. And Kevin Millar with a 2-run double in the 4th inning as part of a 4-run 4th inning for the Red Sox that has them on top 7-0. The first 2 have reached for Boston in the last half of the 5th. Mirabelli at second, Miller at first, and Johnny Damon 3 for 3 tonight. All 3 hits to center field. Damon down 0-2.
Next time we play the sounds of the game, they have a pretty good conversation between Damon and Bill Hasselman and Frank Kohner. He was last time I'm thinking about stealing third base off Zito, and then also about stealing second base. And second base, he got caught up at a slide step, almost a slide step.
To right field and a base hit. Jermaine Dye over to cut it off. The 4th hit of the night and 4 tries for Johnny Damon as the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th. And here is that conversation you just alluded to a moment ago, Jared.
Yeah, that's third base is pretty easy, but I know the situation. I mean,
if he's going to give it to you,
okay,
go ahead.
Okay.
And the other thing on first, if it's a situation where it's 2 outs, if he throws over once,
okay,
probably throw it again.
Okay.
Mock, so you don't mock, just double.
Okay. And I kept waiting for Swimmer right there, but as soon as he got later in the count to Manny, it was kind of redundant. Well, because I was going on that one, but it was just way too quick. I know. That one of your fake kind of. He sidestepped that one the most. Right.
Basically, what Damon is saying, stealing third off Zito would have been pretty easy because he takes a long time to get rid of the ball, and a left-handed, it's generally easy to run on at second base.
Up and away to Bellhorn, and it's 1-1. Mark Bellhorn with a bases loaded walk his last time up. Came around to score the Red Sox 7th run. And here comes the pitching coach, Kurt Young. He's been busy tonight, out twice to talk to Zito. His first visit to Justin Lear. The A's do not have anybody else currently warming in the bullpen. The Red Sox have the bases loaded, nobody out here in the 5th inning.
Well, get the Globe's award-winning sports coverage every day. Call 800-984-5335 for 50% off home delivery. The Boston Globe, your world unfolding daily.
In the 4th inning, with the bases loaded, the Red Sox went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. Now they've got the bases loaded, nobody out, and Bellhorn standing in with a count of 1-1. On the ground and diving at first is Hatterberg. Lear will cover and not in time. In from third comes Mirabelli with the 8th Red Sox run, and the Red Sox lead at 8-0.
Now, Hatterberg made a terrific play diving for that ball, but it looked like as he was going toward first base, had a little trouble getting a handle of it. to get it out of the glove and feed Lear covering first base. A little bit of a late break, too, by the pitcher, Justin Lear. He thought that ball was going to be a base hit. And Bellhorn, hustling all the way, will beat it out. This is the first part of that play by Hatterberg. A terrific play. But then right there, it looks like he double clutched a little bit. And he's also waiting for his pitcher to get there.
So a hit for Bellhorn and another RBI. Bellhorn with 2 as Ortiz fouls the first one off. David 0 for 3 tonight. The Red Sox now with 12 hits.
And this is just what they needed, too. You know, after that road trip, coming off that thing, the day off yesterday, to come out, score early, score often against Oakland.
And against Barry Zito. Oakland now with action in the bullpen. Justin Butcher up in the pen. Oakland had to get into the bullpen as Zito only worked the first 4 innings tonight. And Lear, struggling here in the 5th, has yet to record an out.
If I'm not mistaken, Don, I think all 3 games that the A's and Red Sox played last time at Penn were high scoring by one team or the other.
Let's see. May 25th, 12-2. May 26th, 9-6, and then 15-2 in the last one.
Yeah, a lot of runs. It's unusual. Top 2 pitching staffs in baseball in the American League.
Popped up. The shortstop Bobby Crosby ducking back. Able to make the catch for the first out of the inning, and David Ortiz is 0 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, that's the best pitch that Justin Lear has made, too, as he really got inside on Big Papi to get him to pop out with the bases loaded.
A lot of popping going on.
That's the location with this fastball. So far, it has been a frustrating night for the Red Sox all-star first baseman.
So 1 away. And here's Manny Ramirez, who has walked twice tonight and lined out to left field. Miller at third, Damon at second. Bellhorn at first with 1 away. David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez have combined for more home runs, 44 of them. Any pair of teammates in the American League between Ortiz and Ramirez. Both beginning the night with 22 home runs on the season. And fouls it off, and Ramirez down 0-2. Manny 4th in batting at 340. David Ortiz tied with Hank Blaylock in home runs, each with 22. Doesn't chase. 1-2 the count. And tonight is game number 81, marking the midway point of the 2004 regular season. Red Sox beginning tonight 8 games back of the Yankees. And on top here tonight over Ken Macha's A's, 8-0. Ramirez grounds it to first. Hatterberg in the foot race to first base, but in from third comes Bill Miller with the 9th Red Sox run, and the Red Sox lead at 9-0.
Well, Hatterberg's been busy down at first base tonight for the Athletics. Only option option after making that catch on the ground ball was get the sure out at first base. Red Sox pick up another run. 2 runs batted in for Manny tonight, 67 total on the season.
There's Garciaparra, who singled in the 3rd inning and is 1 for 3 tonight. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Justin Lear. This is inside to Garciaparra, 1-1. Tomorrow night we'll see Pedro Martinez 8-3 against lefty Mark Redmond, who's 6-5 on the season. And Curt Schilling pitches on Thursday against Rich Harden against the start. As now the way the rotation works, Martinez and Schilling back-to-back. Garciaparra lines it into center field, a base hit. Damon scores. Here comes Bellhorn. The throw to the plate not in time. 2 more runs in, and the Red Sox lead it 11-0.
Well, that weekend series in Atlanta, Nomar swinging the bat like Nomar, and it continues here at Fenway tonight. 2 for 5 on the game, and actually one of those outs, that line drive to third base, was hit very hard. Gets on top of a high fastball here and lines it into center field and pick up a couple more runs batted in. And has Fenway been friendly to the Red Sox?
Here's Millar, who has 2 hits tonight and 2 runs batted in. A double to drive in 2 his last time up. Well, the Red Sox 25-14 at home so far this season. The road has been troublesome. The Red Sox now 5 games under 500 away from Fenway Park. Sox will have 2 more with Oakland and then 3 over the weekend against the Texas Rangers on this homestand before the All-Star break, and then it's out to the West Coast once again to take on Anaheim and Seattle on this next road trip. Lear's been touched for 4 runs so far here in the last half of the 5th inning. In the air to left. Burns headed back at the wall. It's off the scoreboard. Garciaparra will be stopped at 3rd on the 2nd double of the night for Kevin Millar.
Well, they've had bases loaded hits. They've had 2 out hits. All the things that were not happening on that last road trip are happening in this first game at Fenway. Millar about halfway up to 10 in left field. Picks up his 2nd double. He's got 3 hits tonight. And it looks like Justin Lear won't make it out of the 5th inning.
Well, Ken Maka will take the baseball from Lear. The 9th man to bat in the inning will be Trot Nixon, and he'll face a new Oakland pitcher. A pitching change from Fenway with the Red Sox now on top 11-0.
This All-Star break, we're keeping your socks on for you. Counting down the 16 best Sox games of the first half, 1 hour at a time, with 16 in 60. The 16 best games of the first half, edited down to 60 minutes each, and hosted by Tom Caron. Back-to-back through the All-Star break and all week long on NESN. The countdown begins Monday night from 7 to 11, with games 16 through 13, only on NESN.
You know, being the play-by-play guy for the Red Sox, it's really been a lifelong dream of mine. Thank you very much, David Ortiz. You know, being a broadcaster on NESN, you're so close to the action.
Hey, Wake. Hey, Donnie.
I mean, the guys, they really make you feel like you're part of the team.
Never mind. Let's go.
Doing play-by-play is not as easy as it looks.
Work it out. Let's go, Arcelo. Double time. Come on. You're better than that.
I mean, you really have to stay focused out there.
Come on, announcer boy. Get up.
Back at Fenway, the Red Sox 11-0 lead. Trot Nixon coming to the plate earlier in the game, made a bid for a ball in the right field corner. This is called Stro motion. Stro motion. It's a bunch of Trot Nixons going after the ball in the corner. And eventually they're banging against the wall and that ball bouncing up in the stands. But look how many Nixons are there.
Quite a few.
It's a large family. That was Stro motion, television term.
This is Justin Duxer. Facing Trot Nixon with 2 in scoring position and 2 down in the inning. A strike to Nixon.
As we look at the numbers for Duxer, 4th among American rookies with that 3.11 ERA. I'm not mistaken, Don. Isn't this the guy that had a very good curveball back in the first series we saw? Yeah.
Nixon lines it to right. Guy coming on to make the catch, middle of the cap high. But the Red Sox come up with 4 runs in the last half of the 5th, on top 11-0.
Before I had the surgery, I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand.
She had been operated on multiple times with variable results, and she was of the impression she was at the end of the line, and she wasn't.
It's the simple things in life that we all take for granted. Something as simple as sleeping in a bed or walking in a park. When you lose it and then you get it back, it is extremely special.
South Coast Hospitals. Feel better.
Civilization to find adventure. The 245 horsepower all-wheel drive Nissan Murano.
Time for new furniture? It's a great time to save at Alpert. Buy all the furniture you want today with 0% interest till 2008. Choose from 4 acres of furniture under one roof and pay no interest till 2008 with no money down. It's a better way to buy better furniture. Come to Alpert's today for the best selection, low prices, big savings, and the best financing. Pay no interest till 2008. Just what you are looking for in a furniture store. Alpert's Furniture Showplace.
This All-Star break, we're keeping your socks on for you. Counting down the 16 best Sox games of the first half, 1 hour at a time, with 16 in 60. The 16 best games of the first half, edited down to 60 minutes each, and hosted by Tom Caron. Back-to-back through the All-Star break and all week long on NESN. The countdown begins Monday night from 7 to 11, with games 16 through 13, only on NESN.
Top half of the 6th inning back at Fenway. Red Sox on top 11-0. A 24-minute wait for Tim Wakefield while the Red Sox came up with 4 more runs in the last half of the 5th inning. The top of the Oakland A's order, Mark Kotsay leading it off. Kotsay, a strikeout victim in the 1st inning, grounded out to second base in the 3rd inning.
Well, so far, Don, a good all-around night for the Red Sox. They have the lead here. The Yankees are losing big to Detroit. Texas losing in the 6th inning. Anaheim and Chicago reign. So right now, things falling in the Red Sox favor.
We're talking about how well the Red Sox have done at home. They have the 4th best home record in baseball. The Yankees were 29-10. These A's were 27-12 at home. And the Rangers were 25-12. Bellhorn throws out Kotze. And there's one down in the 6th inning. Let's take a look at what's on tap for the Red Sox, brought to you by Heineken. Red Sox with 2 more against these Oakland A's Wednesday and Thursday right here on NESN. Then on Friday night, Texas will be in. UPN 38 is Friday night baseball inside Boston. NESN outside of Boston. A night game on Saturday and the day game and the finale against the Texas Rangers over the weekend. The Red Sox, of course, will then have the All-Star break. Ramon Castro adding in Mark McLemore's spot here with 1 out, a pinch hitter. McLemore had been 0 for 2. Castro 2 for 8 in short time with the Oakland A's.
Now, last Friday he was called up by the A's.
That's pretty much all of May in the minor leagues with inflammation of the right elbow. On the DL with Oakland's AAA team in Sacramento. And in 40 games, mostly at shortstop, as he carves it foul off the right side.
And a big high average in the minor leagues. Well, he only hit about 212, I think, down at the minor league level.
Let's see, 40 games he had 228.
A little bit off of my homework.
We're shortchanging you. Castro batting for McLemore with 1 out here in the top half of the 6th inning.
I was thinking, Don, you know, we're going to these showcase cinemas tonight all over New England. And we have a movie star here. Just seems to work, doesn't it? Matt Damon all over the big screens.
On the ground to Garcia Parra. There's 2 down. A little bit of a reach from Millard to the right field side, but he brings it in.
I mean, you get a baseball game, and also you get a movie star who you could put on the big screen.
You have a matinee idol in the big screen. Is that what you're trying to get out of this?
Well, so, you know, I mean, if you had a shot at Damon, is Damon still down there?
I don't think he is.
Well, he must
maybe he is. Yeah, he is. He's still down there. And John Henry's seats just to the left of the Red Sox dugout.
So it's almost like, you know, you get a game and a movie, you know, because you have a movie star. When he comes back, we'll put him on, so all the fans can look at a movie star. They don't want to look at us anymore.
There's Eric Karros, the pinch hitter for Scott Atterbury. And he grounds to short. Garcia Parra's throw this time much better. And a 1-2-3 inning and 12 pitches for Tim Wakefield through 5 1/2, 11-0 Red Sox.
Hey, look, the chief is here. Hello.
Good day, Chief.
Chief.
Okay, that was a bit much.
Our staff loves me, Phil.
Excuse me?
The chief.
Can someone point me to the big man's recliners?
Get 00 financing for 1 year. Only at
Birdie and Phil. Quality, comfort, and price.
That's nice.
Some people call it summer vacation. I call it my busiest time of the year. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Take it easy with Friendly's new Southwest Chicken Caesar Salad or new Chicken Caesar Sandwich. Try one now and get a free sundae with our newest flavor, Hunka Chunka PB Fudge. But hurry, like summer, this offer will come and go.
Can we go swimming again tomorrow?
decision.
It's July on Nesson, and we're in mid-season form. The Sox face critical mid-season matchups, including the Braves, A's, Angels, Mariners, and Yankees. Stay tuned during the All-Star break for 16 and 60 as Nesson counts down the top 16 games of the first half, 60 minutes at a time. Once the football, Nesson hits the gridiron with exciting CFL action. And the Charlie Moore Summer of Fun continues with hot episodes all summer long. It's July on Nesson, and we're in mid-season form. Ramon Castro taking over third base after pinch hitting last inning. And across the diamond from him, Eric Karros taking over first base for Oakland. The defensive changes. Justin Duchscher was able to get the final out of last inning back out there this inning. And Doug Mirabelli. There's 2 hits tonight. Doug 2 for 3, reached on a 2-base error in the second inning, so he's been on base 3 times. On the corner, and it's 1-2 now to Mirabelli. Hey, a career high tonight with a 3 runs scored for Doug. Last time he did it, May 6th. Call 1-2. The Red Sox banging out 14 hits tonight, out hitting the A's 14-3. While the Red Sox offense has been outstanding, Tim Wakefield has been outstanding tonight, giving up just 3 hits over the first 6 shutout innings tonight for the Red Sox right-handed starter. This is certainly exactly what the Red Sox needed. A big series here against the A's. Outstanding pitching from Wakefield, and the Red Sox offense doing what they do best here at Fenway Park. 11 runs tonight on 14 hits.
Well, the other thing too, Don, you come off a very tough trip, and there were a lot of issues on that trip, and a lot of things that go on in the newspapers, and you didn't play well. And you come home here, and then the last thing you want to do is come home in front of your home crowd, who's a little bit antsy, I would say, after last week, and fall behind early in the game. Red Sox have taken care of that by jumping out very quickly, and it gets everybody right back in a good mood.
I would imagine instantly relieving some of the pressure that has surrounded them, I would think.
Yeah,
this is one game.
You feel that when you come home too after a bad road trip. You know the people aren't happy, and you're not sure how they're going to respond, but they took care of that business very early.
Mirabelli striking out for the first out of the inning. Bill Miller down in the count 0-1. He's been on base 3 times tonight. A 3-run home run, which really got the Red Sox started in the second inning. On the ground to Karros at first base, and there's 2 down.
That's that curveball we remember from last time he was here at Fenway Park. Pretty good curveball. Got a couple outs on it tonight.
Duchscher originally selected by the Red Sox in the 8th round of the draft in 2001. He was traded to the Texas Rangers for Doug Mirabelli June 12th of 2002. And the Red Sox to the Rangers, and then the Rangers traded him to Oakland for Luis Vizcaino on March 18th of 2002. So Justin Duchscher bringing the Red Sox Doug Mirabelli into center field for Johnny Damon, his 5th hit of the night. Johnny's 5 for 5.
I think every hit has been a straightaway center field, except one that he pulled his last at bat, right?
That's correct. 4 to center, 1 to right. In a 5-hit game for Johnny Damon, his 2nd of the season.
Now he's wearing that mic tonight for us. He might want to wear that every game. 5 for 5.
It's the 5th time in his career that he's had a 5-hit performance. Tying a career high for Johnny Damon. And we're just in the 6th inning. Hit it earlier this season on April 7th at Baltimore against the Orioles. Red Sox tonight getting to bury Zito for 7 runs over 4 innings. Justin Lear was charged with 4 runs over 2/3 of an inning. And now Justin Ducher out there for his 2nd inning of relief. Lear just went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 5 hits and 4 runs. On the ground and a fair ball down the right field line. Damon headed for 3rd, and he'll be stopped there. Bellhorn ducking back to the bag at first and just getting back in. Bellhorn with his 2nd hit of the night, and the Red Sox have runners at the corners.
Jermaine Dye throwing behind the runner. That's like a high cutter that time. That Bellhorn hits right down that first base line. A wide turn thinking about 2. And then Jermaine Dye throws behind him and almost gets him at first base.
So all this coming with 2 down. The single by Damon, the single by Bellhorn. Runners at the corners for David Ortiz. The Red Sox have 16 hits in this one, but David Ortiz looking for his 1st of the night, as he's 0 for 4 in this one. To first, and Karros will need help. Ducher is there, and they record the put out on Ortiz. We played 6 from Fenway. The Red Sox on top 11-0.
This All-Star break, we're keeping your
minutes.
Sure.
I rule at miniature golf.
Yeah, but you should stop when the storm starts.
You know, the microwave still turns on every time I walk by.
Whatever happens this summer, make the most of it with great HD programming from Adelphia. Experience the quality picture and sound of Major League Baseball, golf, and local sports you can only get with Adelphia HD.
Call Adelphia today for the very best in HD TV. 1-888-32-CABLE. Call now. Adelphia, the place for summer.
There's an industry that's been a part of Maine agriculture for over 100 years. What started as a day off for Maine farmers at the fair has turned into an industry that generates millions of dollars that stay right here in Maine. Harness racing has raised generations and employed thousands of Maine people. Whether you're at a racetrack or one of Maine's premier agricultural fairs, harness racing is fun and exciting to watch. Bring the family to a day at the races at Bangor Raceway or Scarborough Downs. Harness racing in Maine. It's fun to the finish.
Hi, I'm Steve Schumann. Thank you for making Charlie's Maine's #1 Jeep dealer.
Maine's #1 Jeep dealer offers you the best value in America. Charlie's is Maine's #1 new car and truck dealer for the 6th year in a row. And Charlie's Jeep has the best selection ever. Over the past 17 years, no one in Maine has sold more Jeeps than Charlie's.
Come see why more than 6,000 customers a year buy cars and trucks at Charlie's.
See us first, see us last, but see us and save.
Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by GMC Trucks, by Bernie and Phil's Furniture, by New England Ford Dealers, by Pepsi, and by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. As we head to the top half of the 7th inning back at Fenway with the Red Sox on top 11-0. Tim Wakefield back out there. He has thrown 76 pitches tonight. Jermaine Dye fouling one off below us. Dye's 0 for 2. He's flied to right and has grounded out to 3rd base. Tim Wakefield with 4 strikeouts tonight. He's not walked anyone and has given up 3 hits. A double to Marco Scutaro back in the 3rd inning. A single for Damian Miller and a single for Eric Burns in the 5th. That has been it.
And this has really, Don, been his 3rd very good outing in a row. One against Minnesota, last time out against the Yankees, and now against Oakland.
Well, the way the rotation is set up now with Pedro Martinez and then Kurt Schilling, Wakefield does not appear in between as Jermaine Dye strikes out. 5th strikeout for Tim Wakefield. That was one of the things that the Red Sox wanted to do before the season. They talked about in spring training, then did it. And now with the way things have lined up here with the All-Star break coming up right now, you get the combination of Martinez and then Schilling without Wakefield in between. And it always seemed kind of tough to line those guys up. I know what the idea was, but it happened very rarely that you would have a 3-game series where that actually worked out.
Yeah, and Francona pretty much admitted that in his meeting with the media today prior to the game, that, you know, it sounds good, and, you know, but it doesn't work out that way all the time. Very seldom does. Because, you know, all 3 guys face the same team. I've never kind of really believed in that anyway. I always felt like the next day, you know, it's a different day. You're facing a different pitcher.
Within the same game, I understand it. If you would go from a knuckleball to a guy who throws high, but a day later, away, and it's now 2-1. And I would think that if you're headed into a series, you know you're going to face Martinez and Schilling back to back. That's got to be very, very tough to think about, at least psychologically. The strike makes it 2-2. The Red Sox on top 11-0 tonight. They know they've got Pedro going tomorrow and then Schilling on Thursday. A strike 3 call from Dale Scott. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tim Wakefield. 6 in all, and for the 3rd time tonight, Durazo down by way of the K.
It's like Durazo jumped, almost like he jumped to make this ball look low. But Scott, the home plate umpire, calling it a strike. So 2 strikeouts in this inning, 1 on the fastball and 1 on the knuckleball. Going them all right now. He struck Dye on a fastball, a knuckleball to Durazo. That was a curveball to start off Crosby. Last 6 starts, 1.83 ERA for Wakefield.
And here tonight, 11 runs. Wakefield's retired 6 in a row. Has struck out 2 this inning. The 0-2.
You know, Don, I think I read that graphic wrong. I think it's supposed to be run support for Wakefield.
That's, yeah. I think you read it right there.
No, I didn't. I said in his last 6 starts, he's got a 1.83 ERA. That is not correct.
No, that part's not. He's got 1.83 runs per game from the offense.
See, I didn't see this top part here, runs.
You fixed it, though. You're all set.
Well, you've got to, I guess you've got to read the whole thing.
2-2 to Crosby is chopped softly down the 3rd baseline and kicks foul. Well, Miller at foul ground for good measure, and Crosby's going to come on back with a count of 2-2.
I wonder what the telestrator looks like on the big screen in the Showcase Cinemas.
Probably pretty big.
Pretty big, huh?
Is there anything you want to draw for them at the Showcase Cinemas? Missing inside, the full count now. 91 pitches for Tim Wakefield tonight. Struck out Dye looking. Struck out Durazo looking. There's 3-2. Crosby swings away and fouls it down the right field line. Doesn't chase, and there's the first walk of the night given up by Tim Wakefield. A 2-out walk to Bobby Crosby. Oakland has Jim Maseer, who's been warming out in the bullpen. Oakland tonight so far has used 3 pitchers, Zito, Lear, and Dukeshire. The first pitch strike to Damian Miller, the Oakland A's catcher, 1 for 2 tonight. A single his last time up. The A's fresh off a series in which they beat the Giants 2 out of 3 games. This one fouled outside of third, and they were down 0-2. Ken Macha's Oakland A's in a tie with the Texas Rangers to begin tonight. Both at 46 and 34. And the A's down 11-0 as they bat here in the top half of the 7th inning. To short, Garcia-Parra goes to second, and that'll do it in the top half of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time from Fenway. Red Sox on top 11-0.
Dunkin' Donuts is ready to hand you our cool cash certificates if we spot you drinking any of our delicious iced beverages. It's a chance you won't want to let go of. Get caught cold.
How does your car say Valero?
It's about sincerity, trust, and understanding. It's about doing the right thing for our customers. It's so simple, yet it says so much. It's who we are, and it's the only way we know how to be. Sakuchi Lincoln Mercury Honda. Our reputation is your protection.
Ice plus mocha plus real espresso equals infinitely better mood.
This All-Star break, we're keeping your socks on for you. Counting down the 16 best Sox games of the first half, 1 hour at a time with 16 in 60. The 16 best games of the first half, edited down to 60 minutes each and hosted by Tom Caron. Back-to-back through the All-Star break and all week long on NESN. The countdown begins Monday night from 7 to 11 with games 16 through 13, only on NESN.
Back at Fenway, Red Sox on top 11-0. Dunkin' Donuts is pleased to welcome those in the Dunkin' Dugout tonight. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 5th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout. Over 7,000 children have had the opportunity to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. And they have enjoyed tonight's game, 11-0. Red Sox on top. Bobby Kilty takes over in right field for the A's, giving Jermaine Dye the rest of the night off. And the new Oakland pitchers, Jim Messier.
Jim Messier got off to a very slow start for the Athletics, but has pitched very well recently. See his numbers on the season, 27 strikeouts and 26 2/3.
Takes over for Justin Dukeshire, who went an inning into third, giving up 2 hits, no runs. He did not walk anybody and struck out 1. Messier's going to face Ramirez, Garcia-Parra, and Millar here in the last half of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, and Ramirez strikes out. So on a night in which the Red Sox have 16 hits, David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez are hitless.
Yeah, that is so unusual because they have carried this offense all season long. Everybody else getting involved tonight with the exception of Ortiz and Ramirez. Jimmy Anderson loosening in the Red Sox bullpen. Looks like Tim Wakefield's night will be over. And a great night it was.
One away for Garcia Parra, who has 2 hits tonight, 2 runs batted in. Well, while we have a moment, we want to wish best wishes along to Lisa and Jeff Floyd, some great Red Sox fans who were married over the weekend. Wish them the best.
They're going to make it too, Don. I know it. Good luck to the Floyds.
The 0-1 listening to Garcia Parra, and it's 1-1.
I meant to tell you, last homestand, you remember do they make it or not make it?
Right.
Remember the lady that you said earlier was blowing kisses? She sent me an email on the Rem report.
They're still married.
They're still together. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's either expecting or they have a child.
Well, I have to say that it did not look good out of the gate.
But it's still early. It's only been a couple of years.
On the ground, ranging to his left is Crosby. And a good throw. Garcia Parra's out number 2. I still like to have them all back. All the fine couples that we have welcomed here on Nesson, and ones that we put thumbs down on, thumbs up, just to see where they are now. Where are they now?
You got to give it some time too. I mean, things just don't happen overnight. It takes a while, sometimes, for things to deteriorate. You know. But she was very happy, and things are going very well. So good for them.
Mariah's had a 3-hit night tonight. Kind of been overshadowed by the 5-hit performance tonight for Johnny Damon, but Malai with a pair of doubles and a single. As part of the 16-hit Red Sox attack tonight.
Plus Jennifer Lopez, that deteriorates quite quickly usually.
Yes, that's usually a pretty safe bet.
That doesn't last long.
You are predicting doom already?
At some point, yes. She married that skinny singer, that guy. What's his name?
Mark Anthony. Yes. Ball 4 to Millar. And a 4-pitch walk with 2 down. The 4th time Millar has been on base tonight. Pinch runner for Millar. David McCarty has jumped out of the Red Sox dugout. And he will run for Millar. And luckily you take over for him defensively at first base.
Big night for Millar. 3 hits of the ball game. A couple of runs batted in.
Here's Trot Nixon, who is 0 for 4 tonight. David Ortiz, an 0 for 5 night. Andy Ramirez 0 for 3 with 2 walks. And Nixon will have his first hit of the night. In the center field, up to second goes McCarty. The Red Sox have runners at first and second with 2 down.
Players have a way when they're struggling to say somebody's going to pay. And tonight, at least for tonight, the Athletics are paying a little bit for some of the Red Sox frustrations over that last road trip.
That's one of the great lines you hear often from Ron Jackson, also the Red Sox hitting coach. We actually had some T-shirts made earlier this season, which he was kind enough to share along with us. And that has been the case here tonight. 11 runs on 17 hits, and right now Oakland paying. As Papa Jack's crew's got it going tonight in the first game of this homestand. Belly with a couple of hits tonight. Doug has scored 3 times. A strikeout victim his last time up. Facing Jim Messier, the 4th Oakland pitcher of the night. Swing and a miss. miss, and Mirabelli strikes out to end the inning. The Red Sox strand 2, but at the end of 7, Boston on top 11-0. Back at Fenway, the Sox and Ren Dog go
hand in hand. Oh, I didn't get it at first either. Somebody in the truck told me.
Some changes for the Red Sox. Gabe Kapler takes over in left field for Manny Ramirez. Okie Reese at shortstop. David McCarty stays in at first base. And the new Red Sox pitcher is Jimmy Anderson.
Anderson made his Red Sox debut Sunday against the Braves. 2/3 of an inning, a couple of hits, a couple of earned runs in that game. Anderson major league time with the Pirates, the Reds, and the Cubs.
Eric Burns to lead it off. Tim Wakefield tonight threw 96 pitches, 65 for strikes. He threw 7 shutout innings, giving up 3 hits. Wakefield walked 1 and struck out 6. An outstanding effort tonight for Tim Wakefield. In line for his 5th victory of the year. Tim came in at 4-5, and the Red Sox posting 11 runs tonight on top 11-0. With the A's batting here in the top half of the 8th inning. Strike 3 call. Burns dismayed by the call by Dale Scott. Anderson striking out Burns to begin things here in the top of the 8th.
Most of the pitches we saw from Anderson in Atlanta were away from the hitters. This time he goes inside to Burns. Eric Burns not particularly pleased with that call.
Still not quite to the dugout yet. There goes Scudero, grounding 1 foul outside of third.
Nice play by Ronnie Washington down there, coaching third base for the A's. One-handed.
The third base coach under both Art Howe and Ken Maka here with the Oakland A's. Right side, Bellhorn ranging to the outfield grass. The throw is in time. Nice play by Mark Bellhorn.
Always tough when the second baseman goes out on that grass, because one thing you hope is the ball does not hit the lip of the grass. Then it takes a bad hop on you. That time it stayed down for him, and a fine play to get Scudero at first base.
So Jimmy Anderson has the first 2 outs here of the 8th inning, and here's Mark Kotze, the top of the A's order. Kotze struck out in the first and grounded out to second base in the 3rd and again in the 6th inning. To right and hit well down towards Pesky's pole, and a foul ball.
Mark Kotze right now has a 12-game hitting streak on the line. 0 for 3 in this ball game. Wakefield holding him hitless. Making a bid for the home run down in right field.
Strike, and it's 1-2 now to Mark Kotze. Oakland A's currently have 6 players on the DL. The biggest, Eric Chavez, who began a rehab assignment with Sacramento on Monday and is expected back perhaps over the weekend for the A's. In the blooper, out goes Pokey Reese. Incoming is Kapler to make the running catch. Jimmy Anderson has a nice inning of relief. The A's go 1-2-3. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox on top 11-0.
We're keeping your...
Kevin Kevin Youkilis batting for Bill Miller to begin the inning. Youkilis pinch hitting for Miller, who had been on base 3 times tonight, and Youkilis facing the new pitcher Ricardo Rincon.
No runs allowed in his last 8 games. His 30th appearance of the season. Kind of a high batting average against, 308. You know, Don, with all this offense tonight and the great pitching by Wakefield, top dog, I don't know. I was thinking Bill Miller, because he got it off that 3-0 lead, took a lot of pressure off the team.
Well, don't you have the deputy dog or something else? Isn't there a second one, or now you don't have that anymore because there's...
Well, you can always throw it up there, but I don't know. I kind of felt like that home run. You got 2 hits in the game and a walk, but it kind of took the tension out of the air. You know, that 3-run home run to give him the lead. Tough call tonight. Damon 5 hits. Wakefield, great performance.
And fouled off by Youkilis.
I'm going to take a vote now. Who would you vote for?
I would vote for Tim Wakefield.
Okay. Mike Narachi said Tim Wakefield. Russ? Oh, we have a split.
We got a problem. Now it's tied 2.
Well, you know who's going to decide? The captain, Adam Jupiter. Captain, you make the final choice. We got a 2-2 tie.
This is exciting. I can hardly wait.
Captain says Miller. What about Greg Petronzio? What do you say?
We're going to have a tie again.
Damon. So we have a winner.
So Bill Miller.
Bill Miller.
This was exciting. The vote came right down to the end.
See how happy he is about, smiling.
So what do they get exactly? I mean, do you have anything for the players? Do they get a shirt or they get nothing? Thanks for playing. Nice job.
No, it's just a way for the fans on the message on the website to keep track of the top dogs all year long. And Ortiz has got a lot of them this year. Schilling's got a lot of them. Miller, who missed a lot of time, deserves one.
You know, other places sometimes when there's a player of the game, you get a watch and a gift certificate.
Yeah. Well, they can get a Rim Dog hat or shirt if they like.
But they have to ask. They're just not given one, right? And then they have to
order
on and pay for it.
Don't forget, a portion of the proceeds go to the Red Sox Foundation.
That's right.
Papi Ortiz, he's got a bunch of top dogs this year. Maybe that's what I'll do at the end of the season. The player that gets the most top dogs will get a complete outfit. Hat, sweatshirt, T-shirt. That's what I'll do.
How is the dog stuff going? We talked about it a while back. It's going well?
Yeah, good. Very good. A lot of people with dogs out there. That's what I'll do, though. That's a good idea. I will. Whoever gets the most votes at the end of the year, I'll give them I'll give them everything. Dog stuff.
I don't want to make you feel bad just because I brought it up.
No, that's a good idea, though.
Making you feel guilty.
That's a good idea.
It's an inside. And a full count now. Youkilis to be followed by Johnny Damon, who's had a 5-hit night waiting on deck. And then Mark Bellhorn expected in the inning. Youkilis punched at it, but it gets away from Miller, and Youkilis will reach.
Well, everything going in the Red Sox direction tonight.
This game summary is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. The top of that list, Johnny Damon, 5 for 5. He's about to come up for his 6th at bat of the night. 2 hits tonight for Marabelli and Miller. At the bottom of the order, Kevin Millar with a 3 for 4 performance tonight, including 2 doubles. Crowd saluting Johnny Damon, who stands in. A 5-hit night tonight for Johnny Damon in his 6th at bat of the night. Popped up. Right side. Carroll's coming down from first base. And there's one down in the inning.
Johnny Damon right there had a chance to tie a record, the Red Sox record, with 6 hits in a game.
That would tie you, correct?
And Nomar Garciaparra had 6 hits last year against Philadelphia.
Damon popping out. For the first out of the inning, Youkilis at first base, not held on as Bellhorn turns on this one and rips it foul.
Once again, another long foul ball up over Nesson World Headquarters. Are they giving tours of Nesson yet like they do at CNN?
I think so.
They should.
Yeah, I think so. Remember, they come in here as part of the tour. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. They do. They go in and watch the pregame show and all that. Yeah.
I think they get very bored by what we do. I mean, they come in and they kind of look like, oh, yeah, that's nice. I mean, not a lot actually happens. And a strike, and it's 1-2. Pedro Martinez against Mark Redmond here tomorrow night. 7:05 to start time. Then Kurt Schilling and Rich Harden in the third game of this series. This one fouled off. Still 1-2. Rincon, the fifth Oakland pitcher of the night. Barry Zito went just the first 4 innings, and the Red Sox got to him for 7 runs. Towards second base, Scudero stays with it, but can't get Bellhorn, and the inning continues. Up to second base goes Youkilis as Bellhorn reaches at first.
Scudero, what he wanted to do is catch that ground ball and tag Youkilis and then complete the double play, but in his rush to do so, couldn't handle the ground ball. Everybody's safe. Right here, he wants to catch the ball, tag Youkilis, and go to first for the double play, but it bounced right out of the glove.
The Red Sox, who have 67 errors on the season, have played error-free baseball now over the last 4+ games, including tonight. And the Oakland A's, who have been the best in terms of errors, have committed 2 in the ball game tonight. Here's David Ortiz, who's had a tough night, 0 for 5. 3 groundouts and 2 pop-outs for David Ortiz. Softly grounded to first. Karros plays it and tags the bag at first. And Ortiz is retired for out number 2. To third goes Youkilis. Up to second goes Bellhorn with now 2 down. Here comes Manny. Actually, no. Here comes Gabe Kapler in the spot of Manny Ramirez. Manny tonight had been 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Kapler batting with 2 in scoring position and 2 down. Gabe at 259 on the year. Had a pretty good June. In 18 games in June, he hit at 351. Strike, and Kapler down 0-2. Ricardo Rincon from Veracruz, Mexico, 33-year-old left-hander. His 3rd season as a member of the Oakland A's. First came up with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1997. A couple years with the Pirates. 4 years as a member of the Cleveland Indians. Now in his 3rd season with the Oakland A's. Kapler strikes out. And the Red Sox strand 2 in scoring position, but at the end of 8, Boston on top 11-0. For the 9th, the Red Sox on top 11-0. Castro grounds it. Reese around the bag at second, throws him out for the first out of the ninth.
Stay tuned after the game for New England's Red Sox post-game shows. First is W.B. Mason's extra innings, then Granite City Electric extra innings extra. After the last inning, the action is just beginning. And tonight, Jason Veritek will be in NESN headquarters with Tom Caron and Dennis Eckersley.
One down for Eric Karros. Jimmy Anderson has retired the first 4 Oakland A's that he has faced, working the 8th and getting the first out of the 9th after 7 shutout innings tonight from Tim Wakefield. Off the right side, and it's 1-1. Action in the Red Sox bullpen. Keith Folk is up to begin things here in the 9th. Up the middle and in the center field. A 1-out single for Eric Karros.
Right fielder, number 23, Bobby Kilty.
Here's Bobby Kilty, who took over in right field, batting for the first time tonight. First look at Jimmy Anderson over the weekend, his second appearance with the Red Sox. He's a 28-year-old who spent parts of 6 seasons in the major leagues with the Pirates, Reds, Cubs. On the ground to second base. Bellhorn flips to second for 1, on to first. It's a double play. The Red Sox take the first game of the series in impressive fashion tonight. Boston winning 11-0 behind an outstanding performance from Tim Wakefield. Tim getting his 5th win of the year. The Red Sox win the first game of the homestand 11-0. We'll step aside, come back for Fenway with more after this.
At work.